Hey everyone, my name is Courtney and this is Creative on the Cheap. I've got some really fun new DIYs for you today, so let's get crafting. So last year, this project was becoming very popular around late spring, summertime, especially for weddings. It was a wooden box where people put flowers and then they put a saying on it. And I wanted to make it last year for Christmas, didn't get around to it, but now they're popping up again. I thought this would be a great Mother's Day gift idea. So you want to grab 4 pieces of foam board, put 2 of the pieces aside, and on your 3rd piece of foam board, we're going to cut 2 strips. You want to cut the short side of the foam board, and I am cutting them to 5 inches in width. So 2 pieces of those, 5 inches in width. Grab that 4th piece of foam, and now we are going to cut the long side of this piece of foam, again cutting 2 pieces that are 5 inches wide. So you should end up with a total of 4 pieces, and these will make up the sides of our box. Now you should have 2 pieces of foam board left. One of those is going to stay as is, but that last one you want to grab it. And what you want to do is towards the top of that piece of foam board, you want to cut out a rectangle. So I just found this kind of picture thing I had in my stash, traced around it because I thought it was a good size just to make it easier. And then I cut that rectangle out with my knife. It is time to assemble the box. So I grabbed my hot glue gun and I started by attaching the 2 long sides to that piece of foam board that was left whole. Got those 2 attached, and then I attached the top and the bottom, again using hot glue, made sure it was all secure. I also ran some strips of hot glue on the inside of the box so that it's nice and secure, and then you just need to take that top piece where you cut out the rectangle and glue that to the very top. The box is assembled, and I decided it just needed a little something else, so I just took some white ribbon that I had and I just wanted to frame out and kind of clean up the edge around where I had cut the rectangle out. So I just used hot glue and I just glued one side at a time, cut the ribbon, glued the next side until I got all 4 sides of that rectangle framed out with the white ribbon. Before we add the flowers, I wanted to attach my decal. Now, I did cut mine out my Cricut because I've got it and it's just a little bit easier for me, but if you don't have one, no worries. Get some stickers. You could get wooden letters. Lots of options at your craft store if you need to do something other than a Cricut. I applied my decal. Now, I will say this, if you are going to do vinyl, I did take the transfer tape and just kind of run my hand all over it because sometimes that transfer tape will peel up the foam board paper and kind of make it rip. So I did kind of de-stickify my transfer tape before I applied my decal. The last step is to get ready to put the flowers in there. So I grabbed 2 foam blocks and I hot glued them into the inside of the box. And I wanted to make sure they had a little extra security. So I did take 2 large popsicle sticks, put some hot glue on those, and also attach those to the foam board, or not foam board, but to the foam blocks to kind of secure those in place. And then it was just time to stick the flowers in there, arrange them. Lots of options. You could add balloons, you could add streamers, you could add all kinds of things. If you wanted to use real flowers, you could do that. You might have to configure the inside differently or just put a vase inside with the real flowers coming out, but this would be a great presentation. I did add lights, puck lights on the inside, which I thought made a huge difference because it lights up the flowers, but I absolutely love how this turned out. Let's make a cute riser using these 2 items. So you're going to need 2 wooden rounds. I got those in a pack from Hobby Lobby, and then I had this beaded wreath from Dollar Tree. I thought because I had this is just kind of an easy way out. But what I did was I opened this up, and then because it's a very heavy wire in there, I just kind of measured how big I needed this to be around on one of the wooden rounds. And once I figured that out, I took my tin snips, I snipped it down and kind of got it reattached to itself. And then it made it super easy just to hot glue this down to that wooden round. Now you're ready to attach your top piece. I just took some hot glue, stuck it all over those beads, and then took that second wooden round and smushed it down on top of that. I wanted to add 4 little feet to this, so I had some of those beads left over from that beaded wreath, and I just attached 4 of them using some hot glue. I wanted this to be a fun color, so I just kind of got this mint green color that I had in my stash, and I went in and just gave it a good coat of paint. To finish this off, and since I'm gifting this to somebody, I just made this decal on my Cricut. You certainly could use stencils, you could freehand something, or you could even use stickers to finish off this look. I want to take a minute to tell you about today's sponsor, Luxury Confidence. If you are like me and feel like sometimes you are just not getting your skin fully clean, then you definitely need to check this product out. The package comes with a nice traveling case, including 4 tips: a small round tip for blackheads and impurities, a steel tip for exfoliating, an oval tip for lifting, and a larger round tip for brightening. It is very simple to use, and I typically like to use it after my shower when my pores are really opened up. You want to start by washing your face and opening up the pores for about 5 minutes. Steam from a shower is a perfect way to do this. Next, dry your face really well. Using the smallest round tip, start on minimum speed and take one hand to stretch the skin and the other to gently slide the device from top to bottom. You want to make sure to use this tip only on your nose and chin, and don't stay in one spot for more than 2 to 3 seconds. You can definitely feel the suction and see the results when you're finished. Yuck! You will definitely see all of the dirt and impurities in that tip. Once you are finished, simply rinse your face with cold water and then apply your moisturizer. You can detach the tip, rinse it with warm soapy water, and I like to use Q-tips to help get it clean. If you would like to try this product out, you can use code Courtney100 for $100 off. Luxury Confidence also offers a 90-day money-back guarantee. Let's get back to the DIYs. Time for a multi-seasonal piece. I started with one of these little blackboard on a stand things from Dollar Tree, and I had some of these wooden candlesticks from Hobby Lobby. So I started by taking one of the candlesticks and hot gluing it to the base of this blackboard stand. Now it's time to grab some ribbon. So I took a piece of this burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree, just measured the width of this stand, cut it, and then to pull this little bow together, I did snip off one more piece of that ribbon so that I'll have a center piece, but I just cinched up my bow using some hot glue first to get the bow kind of that bow shape, and then I used that piece that I cut and just wrapped over that to make it a nice clean finish. And for the ends, I decided to fishtail them just to give it a little more texture. You could leave it alone. You could definitely make any kind of bow here that you wanted to. Now, to make this multi-seasonal, this is what you're going to need to do. Grab some Velcro. So you're going to take a piece of Velcro and set it down on the very top, kind of in the middle of this blackboard stand, and then you're going to put a piece on the back of the ribbon. And what you can do now is you can change this out with the seasons. So you could do a Christmas bow, a Halloween bow, a fall bow, a spring bow, Easter bow, all kinds of bows. And then your last step is just to apply a little clothespin, and then again you can use this for just quick easy notes. You could use it for a menu board, you could use it for a verse of the day, you could use it for a picture if you have one of those 2x3 small printers. You could use that as well. So lots of options for this universal little piece. I saw this tree at Dollar Tree and I thought this would be a very fun project to customize to my family. Also, I got lucky and happened to find this rub-on transfer at Dollar Tree that kind of had a family creed, and I thought, okay, this would be great to put on the back of this. So I started with trying to decide what I wanted to do, and I decided I was going to use paint markers to make this a little bit easier. Now, everything in today's video will be linked down below, including the paint markers that I love for wood. So definitely check out down there if you have any questions. And so I started first by coloring in the trunk of the tree with the brown pen. From there, I went in with some green pens and did the leaves. And I also wanted to color the birds with a blue pen. The next thing I did was I wanted to put some representation of my family members on there. And so I grabbed these little wooden hearts that I had in my stash, and I started with pink, and I thought, oh, I'll make everybody a different color. And the pink wasn't really picking up, and I didn't like how the yellow, and then I thought, you know what? Nope, we're just gonna go with red. So I grabbed my red paint pen and colored all the hearts in with that pen. So you will notice those hearts up on the screen there, and I had toyed with the idea of adding flowers to this. It did look nice, but the color schemes weren't meshing, so that's another option for you. I did hot glue down all of the hearts and then grabbed a piece of twine, made a tiny little bow, and hot glued it to that hole that was at the top. And then taking a metal 10 letter, a G from Dollar Tree, I just hot glued that onto the trunk. Then it was time to flip this over and add the transfer. The transfer process did not go well, and I know exactly why. I did not take the time to secure this all the way around. I only taped the top and the bottom, and when I was rubbing it, I was kind of aggressively rubbing it on there, and it was shifting, and I knew when I was doing it that it wasn't going to turn out. So I do feel like this actually would look really nice if you just take the time to do the proper steps for it. But even though the back didn't turn out, I do like the front, and it does represent our family well. That's going to wrap up another round of projects. Let me know down below which one of these was your favorite. Also, let me know with baseball season kicking off. It's no secret that I am a huge Houston Astros fan. I would love to know, do you watch baseball? If you do, tell me who your team is. If you don't, tell me what you do like to watch or what one of your hobbies is. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Here's some more videos you might want to check out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.